Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going through round 9 of my Ninjago Hot Takes series. This is the series of videos where I ask you guys to submit your own Ninjago hot takes, and then I will go over a few of them on the channel to talk about and discuss my personal thoughts on. And this time we had a pretty decent turnout. Not as massive as some of my previous hot takes videos, but this will do. We still have a lot to go through here, and unfortunately we could not include everybody in today's video. I do apologize for that, but I wanted to choose some hot takes that I myself was very passionate about and some that I definitely wanted to give my own thoughts on. But still, thank you to everybody who submitted their own Ninjago hot takes. And for a quick disclaimer, please do not go out of your way to harass anyone whose name is featured in today's video. This video will indeed be containing specific YouTube usernames, and if you don't agree with these takes, well, terrific. That's kind of the point here. You're not supposed to agree with these. These are kind of hot takes, if you will. Spicy Ninjago opinions, unpopular opinions, if that makes sense. But bottom line, leave these people alone. They are just submitting their own opinions. So I think we've gotten everything out of the way and all the disclaimers covered, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. This is round 9 of my Ninjago Hot Take series. Let's go ahead and get started. Hot take, the game Shadow of Ronin was genuinely not that bad. It's a much bigger improvement from Nindroids, has its own story to follow rather than rehashing Season 4, had decent dialogue, and I just enjoyed the game. And the rest of it goes on to explain some canon lore that the game actually establishes for the show, which is true. Shadow of Ronin actually did a lot for the Ninjago series in terms of lore, story, you name it. However, I don't really feel like the game itself is all that great from what I've seen, though I cannot personally say this because I have not personally played it. Though I do know several people that have played it, and they don't really have a lot of good things to say about it. So seeing a positive comment about Shadow of Ronin is actually quite refreshing. Like I said, I never ended up playing this game, though I have considered picking it up and playing it nowadays, but that time has not come just yet. Hot take, Ninjago should go Marvel style and make a season full of separate stories where the ninja and maybe other elemental masters team up because we need to see more of them. I think that's a really cool idea. Having a Ninjago story that's kind of disconnected, but then slowly but surely throughout the season it comes closer and closer together. I do really like that idea, especially if it involves other elemental masters, which I agree we do need to see more of them. I feel like a lot of people would object at the fact of making a season such as this, making like a Marvel style season, but I feel like for Ninjago they've experimented with several things before and they've ended up working, so why couldn't this work? If done right, I'm sure something like this would make for a very enjoyable Ninjago story that would be quite unique to say the least. The Ninjago shorts are underrated. Some are canon to the storyline and some are quite entertaining. All I'm saying is people should pay attention to them more and Ninjago should keep making them. I agree with this take thoroughly. I really enjoyed, for example, the new Ninjago Legacy shorts, Ninjago Reimagined. Those series of shorts were amazing to me. I really liked how they actually came together and established a lot for Ninjago, despite technically not being part of Ninjago's canon story, at least for the most part. There are some shorts that are canon for sure, and I feel like those are the ones that get a lot of positive reception from the community. The shorts that try something new and experiment are oftentimes criticized just for being different. So I do agree with this take thoroughly. I feel like the Ninjago shorts are indeed underrated as well, and I feel like people should pay more attention to them. People should stop saying, remember when Kai was the main character? Him unlocking his true potential was realizing that he was not the center of the universe, but that doesn't mean he can't be a hero. He should care about others more, especially Lloyd, the baby the four ninja raised together. I really like this comment because it basically summarizes what Kai should be in the modern day, which Kai should be more of a parental or guardian figure to Lloyd. Instead, he's now just treated as the comic relief, and I do appreciate the time when Kai was a primary character in the show. Nowadays, it just kind of seems like he's pushed more to the background. Maybe that'll change in future stories. But yeah, Kai being the main character for a while there towards the beginning of Ninjago, those were the good days for Kai's character. It's not a matter of Kai being the main character, it's just his story needs to be touched on a little more, and he needs to be given something more to do. Hot take, Ninjago should add swear words and more mature content because lots of young kids can now handle that kind of stuff. Not super sure how to feel about this one. I think Ninjago should very well take a more more, I guess, mature approach to its content a lot of the time, because a lot of Ninjago fans have been with the series for a while and could very well handle that kind of stuff. Modern day kids, though, I'm not super sure. You look online and modern day kids will break down with the slightest pin drop, so I don't feel like adding this kind of stuff to Ninjago would go over very well. Probably not just for the younger audience, but I would argue that some of the older audience would probably not like to see this change. I personally feel like they could do whatever they wanted to the show and I would still watch it, so do with that information what you will. The last good season was Hunted. Ooh, I'm gonna have to disagree with this take right here. I feel like we've had several good seasons since then. March of the Oni is underrated, Prime Empire was pretty decent, and of course Master of the Mountain and Seabound have both been getting a lot of really positive reception from the Ninjago community. So I don't feel like a lot of people would agree with this take, though I do agree Hunted was a pretty good season all things considered. Not the best Ninjago season ever, but still pretty decent, I'd say. So I respect your opinion, but I'm going to have to disagree with it. The Oni and Dragon trilogy is not dark in my opinion. It is sometimes, but in general, it just isn't. To me, it's just dark by Ninjago standards. The only episodes in the entire 24-episode trilogy that I can see as somewhat dark are True Potential and The Darkness Comes. This is a criticism of the Oni and Dragon trilogy that I've seen a lot lately. A lot of people are saying that the trilogy wasn't even dark at all, and a lot of people just kind of hype it up because it's dark by Ninjago standards, which is indeed true. It is one of the most mature seasons by Ninjago standards. However, I feel like it is relatively dark when you compare it to even other things. Granted, Ninjago can only do so much in what it's trying to do. It can only be so mature, it can only be so dark. But for what Ninjago was given during those seasons, I think there's a lot to take away from this that kind of makes you go, wow, maybe this show isn't as immature as I thought it was for a Lego cartoon. I feel like while it is mature by Ninjago standards and dark by Ninjago standards, you can indeed make some comparisons and some parallels to darker subject matter, which I do not feel is a bad thing. Instead of the Lego Ninjago movie, you should watch ShangChi. I've seen both, and I feel like the Lego Ninjago movie is a better film, dare I say. I think ShangChi is a lot more confident in what it's trying to do, but the Ninjago movie I would watch over ShangChi again any day of the week. Ninjago should finally end. It's better to end it now, after season 16, in glory, than later in obscurity. I do agree with this. I would like Ninjago to end on a very, very positive note and a very strong note. Whether or not that means that Ninjago should end soon is hard to say. Apparently we haven't even hit Ninjago's peak yet, meaning that the best of Ninjago is still to come. So I feel like maybe after that Ninjago could end, or whenever. I just don't really want Ninjago to go out like Bionicle did. That's probably my biggest fear, honestly, because Bionicle's ending was very rushed and clearly not planned. Neither of the endings for Bionicle were obviously planned, and I don't want Ninjago to go down that same route. I feel like if Ninjago could make a solid ending, then everything would be good. Otherwise, I hope Ninjago's ending is fantastic, but I really hope that Ninjago continues onward until it reaches that comfortable point to leave things off in a conclusion. The only real fans of the show are the ones who started in seasons 1 to 4, when the show should have ended. It was a satisfying ending and everything after is objectively worse cash grabs. Not sure how to feel about this comment. I feel like your opinion is your opinion, but I feel like every Ninjago fan, no matter what point you entered the series in, can be considered a true fan. I've always been confused by the idea of real fans versus fake fans. If you like something, well, you're a fan of it. If you don't like something, then I'm not sure why you would pretend to like something. If you like something, that's great. That makes you a real fan by default. Doesn't matter what era of Ninjago you enter into. And in terms of everything after season 4 being a cash grab, I don't know, we had some pretty good stuff after season 4, so I'm not super sure how to react to this comment, though I do respect your opinion. Once again, I might have to disagree with that. A hot take I share is that I love the anime episodes in season 11 and 13. I think that they are absolutely hilarious to see and people take them too seriously. The resemblance to Dragon Ball in season 11 and He-Man in season 13 feel entirely intentional. These work well in short bursts. I agree with this statement a lot. I feel like the anime episodes, if you want to call them that, anime quote unquote, are definitely not too bad in terms of episodes. Granted, they do kind of take away from the main story, and I feel like that's where people begin to take issue with them, but I don't feel like we've gotten a lot of them, and from what we've seen from this anime art style, if you will, it's a lot of fun. I do think the resemblance to Dragon Ball and He-Man is indeed intentional. I feel like that was their intention with making these episodes, and I feel like this is just a way for the Ninjago creators to experiment and have a little little bit of fun, which they've been doing this for over 10 years now. I think they've earned that little bit of fun. I think a Ninjago series entirely animated like this could work, but only if it's done well and correctly. Hot take, Decoded was a great season/special as it gave new fans an explanation of what happened in a really clever way. I do agree that Ninjago Decoded was a very good idea by nature. On paper it was a good idea. In execution I feel like it leaves a little bit to be desired. I'm not the biggest fan of Ninjago Decoded, though I do understand it's not meant for me, someone who's been watching Ninjago since it started. I do understand that Ninjago Decoded was indeed designed to bridge the gap between movie fans and TV show fans, getting them caught up to speed and getting them back into the show before the series started up again. I understand what Ninjago Decoded was going for, however, like I said, I don't think it's all that great in comparison to some other stuff, though I do appreciate the recapping of everything that happened. I feel like that was very helpful for newer Ninjago fans. And with that being said, you guys, I feel like that is all we have time for today for this installment of Ninjago Hot Takes. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of each of these hot takes, and once again, please do not go out of your way to harass anyone whose name was featured in today's video. This is all meant to be in good fun, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below as well talking about whether or not you would like to see another episode of Ninjago Hot Takes, and if you would like to, then we could actually produce that sometime in the future. Thank you to everybody who participated, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.